What's going on, guys? Justin Fuller here. Today I'm at San Marcos Toyota and we're getting this set up with our fixed op 360 tool, which is going to allow them to track every key in every car as it comes through their service department. So let's hop on in and show you what it looks like. Now, to allow San Marcos Toyota to track their keys and cars through their service department, we're gonna have to set up a network, and this network consists of a couple things. The first being solar-powered gateways that live on the outside. So these are pretty simple. What we're gonna do is we're gonna band clamp them to light poles, much like the one you see right there. These are all gonna talk, allowing you to see when those keys and cars are floating around outside the lot, inside of buildings, in the service centers, in service space, wherever they may be. Now, inside of the house, we're gonna use some interior gateways, about the size of half a deck of cards. So these are gonna plug into USBs or just power outlets, right? And this is gonna allow you to see those keys when they get shoved into desks, where they get put into slips, right? If it's left in a service bay, left in a car, wherever it may be. So this way you can see any of those keys and cars as they float around. All right, guys, so let's talk about the hardware that you're gonna use to be able to track where the car is and where the key is, right? Because that's gonna play an important role. So the first thing we're gonna use is gonna be these hang tags for the car. Pretty easy, guys. All I gotta do, throw the hang tag on the rearview mirror, and now I can track it. How I can do that is because I've got a tracking tag within the back of this. And a reminder, I can customize it. So if you want certain numbers, certain colors, depending on which advisor has the vehicle, understand there's a lot we can do with this. Now, when it comes to the keys, even simpler. I've got a key carabiner right here that has that matching number to the hang tag, and then a tracking tag as well. So when I walk out to a car, all I've got to do, throw this on the rearview mirror, click this on the keys, and we're now tracking both.
All right, guys, so here we are on the TrueSpot phone app, and I want to show you how easy it is to run a search to find a key and find a car, right? So I've got my phone up, and I'm mirroring it up onto the screen so you can see how this works. So all we need to use is that very first button, find a key and find a car. So I'm going to jump in here, and immediately it's going to pull up all their inventory. Now, these guys are tracking their service vehicles, their collision vehicles, and their retail vehicles. Now, if you want separate instances where it just shows one type of vehicle, if you want to keep service separate from collision, separate from retail, we can absolutely do that, so I just want you to know that. So I'm going to run a search here, right? So I'm going to search for tag number 87. So I'm gonna go ahead and type it in, right? And boom, it's gonna pull up tag number 87. Now from here, I can go ahead and select that tag. Now when I do, the first thing it does is it's showing me where that vehicle is living. And I can zoom in and out here, right, guys? So you can see exactly where the vehicle's at. So on the map, I can see it, but it's also telling me it's in the service parking lot in Southeast, right? And the naming conventions are all gonna be based off of what you tell us. And the way we're doing that is we geo-fenced off areas of the dealership so that you can see. And you'll be able to see that on a map here in just a second so that you can understand what exactly this looks like as far as the geofences that we make that are custom, and then of course the naming conventions that are custom as well. Now I'm gonna jump over to the next button here. This is gonna pull up the key. So I can zoom in and out also, and this is the same thing. It's telling me this key is in the main line in John's Bay. So I know that John, the service tech, has the key and that the car's sitting out there. So maybe he's either started on it and he's parked the car out there because he's doing something with it, or he's got the key because he has his repair order. He just hasn't grabbed the car yet to pull into his bay because he might be finishing something up. So if I was, at the front desk or in service and somebody came in and said, hey, I need to get a key out of my car, I could pull it up, see what number this car is living under, 87, and then go, oh, okay, keys in John's Bay, go out to the car. So if they needed to grab their belongings, right? They left a laptop, some sunglasses, whatever it may be, we could easily do that. Or if this vehicle's done and John just hasn't got it up to us yet because maybe he was at lunch, I could quickly, as a service advisor, go, yeah, I'll just go grab the key. I can see it's at John's Bay. And when I get over there, right? So this is where it gets important. If I get to John's Bay and go, well, I know it's over here, but there's tools, there's stuff. I don't know exactly where it's at, right? I don't know where he keeps his keys. Well, that's where this find a tag button is going to come into play, right? So up here on the screen, you can see it right there. So if I get over into the area, right? And first off, if I'm at this dealership right here, I'll show us a blue dot on the map. So I'd be able to see myself on the map, right? So I'm not there right now. But what I can do is I can hit this find a tag button. Now from here, it's gonna start pinging that tag real fast. So as I get closer with my phone to that key, it'll move into this darker blue section. If I'm walking the wrong way away from the key, it'll move into the red section. So this way, as I move closer to it, maybe I'm moving towards his tool chest or whatever, and it starts getting closer, I'm like, oh, okay, it's in there. Versus if I'm wandering over near, a different desk or, whatever it may be, I can see if it goes into the red that, I'm going the wrong way, right? So just to be clear, this will get real granular. It'll walk you right up to that key. So that way, if you get shoved in something, falls under something, gets left in the car itself, whatever it may be, you'll be able to locate that key. So that's what it's like to run a search for a key and a car on the phone app. So let's hop over to the desktop dashboard and I'll show you what that looks like as well in case you have staff members that are going to be using that tool. All right, guys, so here we are on the desktop dashboard. And you can see that map that I brought up earlier to see where we've geofenced all those areas off, and you can actually see number counts in them so you can see what service vehicles are in what area right now. Now, it's very easy. You can hover over it, right, and it'll tell you the name of it if you want. And up here, I have locations of keys, locations of inventory, so you can do it that way as well. But what I've done over here in the search is just typed in SVC so I could limit it to just their service vehicles, right, so that we can see those counts. Now, over here on the right side, it's going to prevent me with all of the service vehicle tags so I can see where all those are. Now, I'm going to select a tag. This time, I'm going to go with a different tag. I'm going to go tag number 84. And it's going to immediately pull up and show me where the car is at and where the key is at, and then tell me as well, right? So I can click on the car. It'll say it's in service parking lot southeast, and it's showing me on the map here. And I can zoom in and out on this, right, to see exactly where that tag is. And then the same thing for the key, right? I can see that the key is over here. It's in the Toyota Express Lube section. It's actually in the service advisor's office with desk number 3, 4, and 5, right? So there's 3 desks sitting right next to each other. So just as we discussed earlier, if I got over there and couldn't find that tag, I could easily open up my phone if nobody was in there and just start pinging this tag again, and it would walk me right up to this key, right? So know that you can use this, but I just can't ping those keys because I'm not mobile using the desktop dashboard, right? But if I just needed to quickly figure out where it's at to get a start so that we can start finding this key and finding this car, right? Not hard to do. We can easily pull this up and see where any of these tags are. So on this dashboard, right, if I was using this for more than service, I have access to several things here. So I'm going to clear out this search here, and now I can look at all of their vehicles, right? And I can turn pins on and see where everything is located. So if I wanted to see where every single service vehicle was, I could type in SVC and then run that search and see where these vehicles are living, right? So I can start to narrow down what I'm looking at. So it makes it very usable whether you're using this for retail, a collision center, your service, or maybe all 3. And once again, just as I mentioned earlier, if you want to separate this to where you have a separate dashboard for just service, or one for just your collision center, or just retail, to keep these separate each other, we can absolutely do that for you. Just to make life a little bit easier and have it less convoluted. So that's what it looks like to run a search over here. And this is what it looks like to be able to pull up any of these specific tags. So number 87, like we looked at earlier, easy enough, pull it up, boom, see where the car is at, see where the key is at. We can go over to John's Bay, grab the key, get the belongings out of the car, or get the car pulled up because the vehicle is ready, the RO has been done, and we just need to deliver it to the customer. So very easy to use. All right, guys, so that's a quick rundown of the FixStop 360 tool that TrueSpot has to offer. If you'd like more information, I'd be more than happy to set up a demo. Now, if you're curious about a little bit more of the products that we offer and some of the different style tags, much like San Marcos Toyota, they use our Lot Management 360 tool, which uses our classic tags to track their retail vehicles and their retail keys. Now, if you're concerned about issues of theft, I do offer tags that also offer an accelerometer in them. So if somebody was to move the car, try to steal wheels, tires, maybe catalytic converter, maybe the whole car, we can help you out with that as well. Send push notifications, that sort of thing. Or maybe you have cars that you want to track on and off campus, right? Service owners or whatever they may be. I also have OBD2 devices. So a lot of different tools that I have, and this isn't even all of them. But if you want to look into the lot management side to see what it's like to track keys and cars for your retail vehicles, I'll throw a link up on the screen so you can see that. And at the end, there'll be one as well, so you can see what that product looks like because it does offer a little bit more. Now, if you want to look into recon, right, we can take all this location-based tools and software, and you can track your cars as they move through your recon process. I can even set it up to where when your car, using one of these tags, rolls into the geofenced area, so I can geofence off John's Bay, like we saw, it'll automatically check the car in, and it'll automatically check it out when it leaves. So John doesn't have to worry about scanning it or checking it in or anything like that, because sometimes you got great employees, but let's be honest, there's just human error. They forget to do things. Well, what if the cars could check themselves in and out of each step of your recon process? She'll really understand how long cars are spending in each step, the overall process, and you can get reporting on that. Well, I offer that with True Recon, so I'll throw a link up here, and it'll be at the end as well. If you'd like to set up a demo to talk about any of these, right? Tracking keys and cars at your service center, at your collision center, right? The FixStop side. Maybe you want to look in the retail side, Lot Management 360, or you want to look into Recon, I'd be more than happy to set up a demo. All of my info will be at the end of this screen, so you can call me, you can email me, you can text me, you can even set up a demo. I'll put a link up for you. Other than that, appreciate you tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon. Later, guys!